So this was quite a way to launch your new position as Senior Vice President of the Air Safety Institute, our kind of our new Chief Safety Expert. So what are your plans for the Institute? What do you see as the path forward?
Well, I think that we've seen a significant decrease in general aviation accidents over the long term, so 40 or 50 years. But in the past 10 years, things have sort of flattened out, and we haven't seen some significant safety improvements and reduction in mishaps and accidents that you might expect given some of the new technologies that pilots are flying with today. Mm-hmm. And what I would like to do is help educate the pilot population on that journey towards safety. So the first part of it, I feel, is training and education. The next part is proficiency, and that means when you go out and fly, or engage with a certified flight instructor, make the most of that training opportunity. And if you haven't taken some level of training in say, the last 12 months, I would encourage folks to do that because education and training coupled with the proficiency is going to equal safety. So I want to help general aviation travel along that journey and let pilots know that they have to be actively involved. Safety is not going to improve by itself. The pilot community has to take steps to make that happen.
Right. So for you personally, this position is sort of the next one in a long line that's kind of given you a lot of expertise through your military background in safety. How is it that came about?
Well, I started flying when I was 15 years old. I took an introductory flight at the local airport as a birthday present.
Right.
Really liked it, thought it was a lot of fun. Started working as a lineman, pumping gas, and all the money I made from that job went right back into my personal flight training. Got my private pilot's license just before my 17th birthday, and I've been flying ever since as a general aviation pilot, aircraft owner, and then I joined the Navy, and I flew F-14s, F-18s. I was an instructor pilot, NATOPS, stand eval, check pilot. And all through my time in the Navy, I've held multiple safety positions, and safety is something I take very personally. Over my course of a 20-year career, I lost several very close friends to aviation mishaps. Some were pilot error, and some were equipment failures.
Right.
But so I feel very passionate and closely connected to safety and the benefits of that a safety program can bring. Not just to statistics and talking points, but it affects people's lives and families and that sort of thing. So I feel very closely connected to safety as a calling.
And how do GA pilots get the safety culture that we see in the military? How can we bring that forward, and what's your experience in GA?
Well, you know, GA is neat and great in a lot of ways because you have so much freedom to do what you want to do. There are certain levels of regulations as far as proficiency and that sort of thing we're all familiar with. But because there's no mandate to take a lot of training or proficiency or education above and beyond, it really boils down to how do we motivate those general aviation pilots to take that journey towards safety? How do we incentivize it? How do we show the value in it? Because in general aviation, the probability of an accident is pretty low. It's a fairly safe activity, but the severity is pretty severe, as we've seen in the last week or so. And so to make that connection, to teach people that a proficient pilot, a well-trained pilot, is a safe pilot, and that's going to pay dividends for them professionally and for their families.
Yeah, and your GA flying, you've continued that throughout your military career?
I have. The whole time I was flying in the military, paying the bills and serving my country and having a lot of fun flying on and off carriers, I was also in my off-duty hours flying recreationally, and I owned an airplane and enjoyed taking the family on trips. So GA has been the recreational part of my life up to this point, and now I'm really pleased that it's a professional part of my life.
Good, good. Well, George Berry, welcome to the Air Safety Institute. Thanks for your sharing your knowledge about particularly hypoxia right now. I'm sure we'll be checking in with you frequently as safety subjects emerge.
So thanks, Tom. Great to be here.